we're going to do it this year, we're going to do it next year. And everybody unanimously said, no, this is the year to do it. He was one of the founders of the North Dakota Cowboy Hall of Fame. You probably all heard the story. Had a vision that the North Dakota needed a Cowboy Hall of Fame, a place to recognize individuals like so deserving that are inducted here today. This individual spent 19 years as president of the North Dakota Cowboy Hall of Fame. Had the great pleasure of working with him last year for 12 months while he filled in as an interim executive director. I'm proud to call him my friend, well-deserved, Mr. Phil Baird.
Congratulations to the 2016 inductees, and from the bottom of my heart, thank you to the board of directors, the trustees, to the membership, and all of you that attended here today. I've overseen every induction ceremony and been here at the podium. Quite frankly, it's a different feeling. I had a tough time sitting here, watching my colleagues working behind the scenes as we always do, and I didn't feel like I wanted to slack off. They said, no, sit down. And it was not better to sit with another inductee over. I came in last night, and again, the feeling, a different feeling was there. I spent all last year coming in, and every time I see that Cowboy Hall of Fame on the highway, I think about one person, but I'm tickled that we have that sign out there. And it was a heck of a journey to get there. But I came in because for the first time, I have a sister from Red Bluff, California, drive out. She said she's going to be here. She never ever has been here before, and I'll introduce her in a minute. Again, it created a different feeling. I drove in this afternoon, another different feeling happened. I had my 2 grandchildren. They've never been here to the induction ceremony, and they're here today. And I know it's a different feeling. I watched past inductees like one of the very first, Alvin Nelson. You get up here on stage, how do you take a quiet man like him for the next 20 minutes? He's talking about the measure he took in his Bronc ring for all the top bucking horses this time. Or conversely, you get a Jerry Weinberg up here who's usually pretty talkative, and he vapor locks. 3 minutes, and that's it. I think my words, very briefly, I think I'm going to take the Jim Tesher path. Jim acknowledged the Creator, as we all have to do. That's where it starts. And spirits guide things. Truly, I believe that. Spirits guide things. Things happen for a reason. Behind that is your family. I have 3 children, Nate, Brianna, and Larissa, who saw me for all their life, drive in, drive away, drive in, drive away. And those of you that rodeoed or assume leadership positions, you know that sacrifice you didn't have to leave behind. And of course, the mother's there taking care of everything while you're gone. So right now, I'd like to ask Anita, 3 children, mother-in-law, Bill charging. Denise, please stand up right now and be recognized. My sister Beth, where are you at? And real quickly, two great friends, former colleague, faculty member at International College of me. She was a heck of a teacher, and she's the one that every commencement would make sure I had my gown on right, feathers and all my caps right. Carol Anderson, would you please stand up? Give her a round of applause. David Yarlick, are you here? Wave your hand. Okay, this is a truly historical event. Native ancestors, the Lakotas and the Crows, didn't quite get together in a different generation. Just put it that way. We were on different sides of the fence in 1876 on June 25th. The old Dora always kind of hinted around about that. But he heard this event was going on Facebook. He said, I'm going to try to get out there. And so would you please welcome the president of Little Bighorn College from Pro Agency, Montana, David Yarlick. On this journey, from the very beginning, we had no blueprint for this. We've heard the idea before, and so we went about a way of finding people who were interested. And I have to go back to two individuals, the first two people that I approached after Evelyn and I began talking about this. One of them was Bob Tieber, who served as vice president for a lot of years, but he was my back. He watched my back. And the other young lady that stepped up didn't hang in there very long because her company was growing. But from our days, from putting on the state centennial rodeo during the state fair, and when I asked her to step up and help me, she said, Phil, I will help you. And I always could count on her to get the job done very, very well. And she was always candid. She always gave me the reality check. Sherry Plum, where are you at? Please stand up, be recognized. Sherry? She was there. She is, way back there. And again, it just goes on. All the board members that have crossed paths through the gates, getting us started, helping us, get this Cowboy Hall of Fame started. And it's just been a tremendous ride. And so, as I stand here very humbly, I want to leave you with two thoughts. We're making history here, folks, right now, because we're here in Chimney Park. When we asked for proposals for the home of the North Dakota Cowboy Hall of Fame, 9 communities stepped forward. 9. All worthy in their own historical context, the leadership context, but it came down to 4. And Medora was one of them, and it still wasn't a slam dunk. But in the end, when we said, who's going to be the last one standing 10 years, 25 years, even 50 years from now, Medora had the history. Medora had the history. And what they had proposed was a center of the American West that would be built right here, right in Chimney Park. Spirits are guiding something here, folks. In this next chapter of the Hall of Fame, there's some great things that I sense that are coming. Here in Chimney Park. That particular idea didn't go into fruition because it costs so much and you got to deal with the feds and the state regulations or whatever. But there's something in the winds will change and there'll be good things to happen. Historically, we're here that Marquis DeMoore had an idea, and you know the story here about a butchering plant shipping cows to Chicago on ice. Another generation of leadership, Harold Schaefer, his Gold Seal Company, creating the landmark that we have here today. So I just truly think that you folks have come together, history is being made here, and you're part of that. We don't do things for ourselves. I've never ever thought that one person or one group could collectively do what we're doing here. It's about those young ones that are coming up behind us. It's about my granddaughter back there, Delilah Storm, chomping at the bit to get up here on the stage. And Gavin back there, my grandson. It's about the topic or the subject of Jesse Veters. We call him motherhood for the first time. And bring in that child up in the Western way. And there's one last thing to think about. Got a text from the former executive director of the Cowboy Hall of Fame, Daryl Dorgan. He announced that he and Kathy are expecting the first grandchild later this year. leave you with this thought that this isn't about us today. Truly, it's about the children, the grandchildren, and those yet to come. That's why we do this. And folks, we can't do this by ourselves. It takes resources, it takes time, commitment, and finances. If we're going to keep this deal alive, you have to come back in strong and shape up this next generation, this next chapter of the Cowboy Hall of Fame. And we appreciate all of you that have contributed, continue to contribute, and we're very happy that you're riding for the brand, North Dakota Cowboy Hall of Fame. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you.